Sasuke, what a show. Whether you're a grand champion or a floundering fish on the first obstacle. However, even though I am a super fan of the show, there are always some things that I just can't explain. So that's what I'm going to do today. I have created this iceberg full of mysteries and conspiracies, and I'm going to take a look into these mysteries in depth. So dim the lights, grab your popcorn, and let's slowly dive into the abyss of Sasuke's mysteries. Cut runs. This is a standard in the show as the editors need the runtime to fit into their TV slots. However, some cut runs can cause controversy, such as Akira Omori in Sasuke 38 or Asayuka Hirayuki in Sasuke 15. Ninja Warrior Worldwide. This was a YouTube channel that posted full tournaments of Sasuke and other shows of that matter. However, in September of 2020, the channel was announced to be discontinued because of obvious copyright reasons. Stage 2B. This was a weird setting that happened with Sasuke 30. This unknown stage, commonly named as Second B, in various internet discussions involves the Gallon Throw, which was an event in another show, Sportsman, and a somewhat modified version of the Tackle. But since only 9 people cleared Stage 2 in Sasuke 30, this stage was scrapped and never used again. Ayano and Kawaguchi fanfics. This point is more of a meme in the community, as the editors of the show are quietly shipping them together in any shot they're both in. I mean, there isn't really much anything to say. Kane Kasugi. Kane was a competitor who competed from Sasuke 1 to 8. After he failed the final stage in Sasuke 8, Monster 9, the original producers of the show, used him in an obscure Game Boy Advance game that was released in Japan only, and Kane got so mad that they didn't ask him first that he never competed again. Skywalk. This was an obstacle that was to be attempted in the famous Sasuke 19, but because only 2 people cleared the first stage and both failed the Sam ladder, this became the only obstacle to never be attempted in the main show. However, during the Sasuke 21 trials, the Skywalk made its appearance and was attempted there. Jordan Jochev's first stage clear in 8. In Sasuke 8, a Bulgarian gymnast called Jordan Jochev cleared the first stage with, well, no time left. The producers let him go through though because he might have had like a 10,000th of a second left, and so with this, he progressed on to the final stage. Shingo and Takeda in 32. Sasuke 32 was weird as all hell, with reasons I'll go into in a minute. 2 All-Stars, Shingo Yamamoto and Toshihiro Takeda, were digested. Even though their runs were both shown on the British TV channel Challenge TV, Japanese viewers were very upset about this, and especially the hardcore fans. Video games. There are only 2 Sasuke games that I know exist. Kinniku Banzuke Kimaro Kizuke no Kanzen Seiha on the Game Boy Advance, which is based off the Sasuke 7's course where you can play as Katsumi Yamada, Shingo Yamamoto, and Kane Kasugi, which I explained earlier. And Kinniku Banzuke Road to Sasuke on the PS1, which was based off of either Sasuke 5 or 6's course, and you played as the muscle ranking mascot. Tanabe-chi Sasuke 2 fail. With the first ever female clear in Sasuke history, to see Tanabe-chi fail due to the spider walls being too far apart was just unfair in my opinion. The Monster 9 bankruptcy. After Sasuke 25, the original producers were facing financial troubles and barely had any money to make Sasuke possible. So they made Sasuke 27 the last Monster 9 tournament and went all out with the course, and it went on to be one of the greatest tournaments of all time. And the show was revived in Sasuke 28 via TBS. Forceful retirement in 28. This is actually a point which I'll come up to later in the video. Paravi. This is a modern Japanese website where TBS holds uncut Sasuke tournaments with no digests or cut runs. So far, they have held tournaments from Sasuke 35 onwards. It is also commonly known to be extremely hard to make an account for it if you live anywhere outside Japan. Takeda's Fishbone DQ. With the updated Fishbone in Sasuke 38, Takeda returned after his injury in 36. However, when attempting the new version, he skipped the final pedestal resulting in a DQ. Takeda actually cleared stage 1 on his full run with about 14 seconds left on Paravi, but the disqualification left everyone disappointed. Here is what me and a few other Sasuke fans reacted to when this happened live.
Wait, was that a DQ?
That DQ? No! You're kidding. What?
He got DQ'd!
Another course out!
Yoshiyuki's Slide on the Soap. Sasuke 38 is where we got to see the cliffhanger dimensions moving ledges work, and the first person to attempt it, Yoshiyuki Yamamoto, had controversy regarding his fail. As you can see here, the sanitizer on the ledge is clearly visible, and a result of this, he slipped off the edge, and witnessing this live with other fans just made us all confused.
So Evan! No!
He had it.
He did the candle. I think that was because of his wet.
Shingo's injury history. It's no lie that Shingo has had a lot of injuries starting from Sasuke 5. After he cleared stage 1, his shoulder started to absolutely kill. This started to show in stage 3 when he failed the pipe slider. That shoulder injury will come back to haunt him in Sasuke 7, where in the final stage he actually dislocated it on the spider climb. His latest injury to his shoulder was on the arm rings in Sasuke 23, where he couldn't make progress and had to be rescued from the water. Bumpy's heat stroke. Weather has played a big part in Sasuke, for reasons I'll disclose in a minute. But in Sasuke 15,
the sun was a deadly laser,
and it was reaching highs of about 35 degrees Celsius. Because of this, All-Star, Bumpei Shiratori, suffered from heat stroke and his run had to be skipped. After Makoto Nagano's run, however, Bumpei was feeling better and he was able to make it to stage 3, where he then failed the Bridge of Destiny. Yamada's blacklisted run. In Sasuke 30, Mr. Sasuke Katsumi Yamada attempted the course, failing the second warped wall. After timing out, he got into an argument with the directors and his run was blacklisted from history. Yamada's Sasuke 29 run. With his previous retirement in 28, the producers somehow managed to get him to run stage 3, where he then fell on the second ledge of the crazy cliffhanger. Rain. As I said before, weather has played a big role in Sasuke. It all started in Sasuke 2 with a small drizzle during the third stage. Then it happened throughout all stages in Sasuke 8. Then in Sasuke 32, the course had to shut down into a second day for filming, and there was also some flying bar issues which hindered Shunsuke Nagasaki, Ragivaru Anastase, and Tomohiro Kawaguchi. There was a small bit of rain in Sasuke 34 stage 3, and there was rain in stage 3 of Sasuke 36 which didn't impact that much. Sasuke 37 had rain throughout stages 1 to 3. Then in Sasuke 38, the whole of stage 3 had rain along with the final stage. Rope glider injuries. Sasuke 18's first obstacle seemed easy and harmless, but it did some crucial damage. Due to the high velocity involved with the obstacle, it was proven to be extremely dangerous as 6 competitors were injured, most notably comedian Kasumi Ryuchi, who suffered a shoulder injury that needed 6 months to heal. Because of the injuries, the quintuple steps was brought back in the next tournament. Nagano's quote-unquote retirement. Sasuke 32 was, well, probably the worst tournament of all time, but this was also the event where I also cried watching the show for the first time. Nagano's retirement. This run, however, was very good for a 44-year-old, timing out only just 1 second or so away from the buzzer. However, it was the presentation of the run. After they filled his last shot, they just moved on to the second stage like nothing happened. They did come back to his speech after stage 3. People probably didn't see all of it live because it was tying in with the next show coming on. It seemed that TBS didn't really care about this tournament. Drew's broken M/ACL. Sasuke 27 was also the 3rd season of American Ninja Warrior. Every American cleared the first stage apart from Drew Dreshel. While trying to dismount the half-pipe attack, he tore his ACL and MCL due to the fact that the platform was way smaller than previous tournaments. He crawled to the warped wall and he tried to even just walk. He crumbled to the floor in a gargantuan matter of pain. Bumpei's 21 injury. Sasuke 21 seemed like a friendly enough tournament until Bumpei made it to stage 3. He lost his balance on the first obstacle and endured severe and chronic back pain that would halt his Sasuke career forever. Well, at least until Sasuke 30, where he then failed the jump Hankai. Nagano's 23 rerun. For Makoto Nagano in Sasuke 23, his slider jump attempt was cut short as he didn't reach all the way across. Only a few seconds later, Nagano himself said that the bar didn't go all the way down the track. The producers replayed the footage and said that Nagano himself was right, and that he would to be running the course again. Second time around, Nagano did clear the slider jump and cleared the first stage as a whole. The wipeout of Sasuke YouTube channels. Okay, for people who follow me for a while, you might know what this is all about. In the last couple of weeks at the time of recording this, TBS took down pretty much all Sasuke channels. Some good friends of mine have unfortunately lost our original channels. Some of you may remember people like Hot Spice Sasuke, Alvin, Chibi JKT48, and Jar, and even the god himself, Universal Tuber. Now the only two Sasuke channels left are Asami Shimei and the Sasuke Nerds. So if you want more Sasuke content, definitely go subscribe to them. Links will be in the description. Sasuke 28's All-Stars. With Sasuke 28 being another terrible tournament, head director Masato Inui made the worst decision ever and decided to force all of the All-Stars to retire from the show as a whole. Even for the competitors where retirement made a bit more sense, specifically Akiyama and Yamada, it was still bad to see that people like Nagano and Shingo getting the boot. However, in the next tournament, Nagano and Shingo came out of retirement and did well, even though Akiyama did stay retired. Yamada's promise in 22. After Yamada's withdrew run in Sasuke 21, a very emotional thing occurred. A few days before the airing of Sasuke 22, Yamada got a letter from the Make-A-Wish Foundation. The letter was from a young child and he unfortunately had cancer. Yamada had a lot of pressure on this run, but sadly failed the jumping spider. However, the Make-A-Wish kid was eventually better again and therefore beat cancer. Ninja Warrior FC. This was another YouTube channel that got took down by TBS, but the situation here is quite difficult to say right. After Ninja Warrior Worldwide was taken down, a separate person created the Ninja Warrior FC. However, the owner was a legendary spammer and he was messaging a bunch of people weekly for months and was trying to actually track them down in real life. So, a lesson to all of you guys watching, if you ever see the channel by the name Ninja Warrior FC or by Volcanic Sasuke, please try to avoid it as much as possible. The big boulder relates to the rock attack. From Sasuke 8 to 9, the third obstacle was the big boulder. And Sasuke 8 was around the time another show existed, Kinniku Banzuke. It was essentially the parent show of Sasuke, and something really messed up happened here. On the latest season of the show, there was an event called the Power Island. Like most of the events in Banzuke, Power Island was a multi-part obstacle course. The rules were very similar to Sasuke's obstacle course, with it being stationed outside, the only difference being here that the course had a temple theme. The rules were very similar to Sasuke's obstacle course, with it being stationed out, with the only difference being that the course had a temple theme. During the taping of the course, however, two competitors, a 90-year-old Chinese freshman at Kyoto University, Wei Tao, and Iza Takunori, a 20-year-old junior at Tokai University, injured their cervical vertebrae on two separate obstacles, Rock Attack and Rock Valley. These injuries ended up cancelling Banzuke, and thus there was no winner in this event. But it didn't just stop there. Sasuke was threatened to stop there as a whole back in 2002. But thankfully, some stuff was organised and Sasuke 9 still did occur. But with the big boulder was still the third obstacle, which puzzled me a lot. And that was my Sasuke Iceberg explained. Before I wrap this up, just a few things I gotta say. First off, at least for this foreseeable future, this will be the last Sasuke video that I do on the channel. I just can't risk another channel being taken down. So if you want to see any more Sasuke stuff, again, go subscribe to Asami Shimei and the Sasuke Nerds. These people are both good friends of mine. Hell, you may even see me in a future TSN video. Poggers! Secondly, I pretty much have no video ideas anymore. So if any of y'all had any suggestions, be sure to leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to follow my Instagram at Billyvids_RG, and I guess I'll see y'all in the next video.